Hi, my name is Angel. I'm a grad student in 15th campus, and today I'm going to talk about some benefits of mixing the grass and the legumes in the pastures. As an introduction, we have that the pasture, they play a really important role in the cattle industry. Different factors will impact in the nutritional value of the grass, fiber digestibility, TDN, crude protein, and also a relationship between how the soil is being managed will impact in the forage quality of those pastures. Some good techniques can help us to improve the nutritional content of a paddock and also how the soil is in levels of quality. Mixing the grasses and the legumes is an example of how we can increase the effectiveness of a pasture. So some aspects of the mixture between the grass and the legumes is that the legumes, they have a unique root system in which they can fix nitrogen of the environment. This is done by a symbiotic relationship between a bacteria called Rhizobium. The Rhizobium creating some nodules in the roots, and in this way they can fix nitrogen of the environment and they utilize it. So a way in which we can benefit the soil, the nitrogen levels of the soil with these legumes is by reincorporating them to the soil. Grasses, they have the quality of fast spreading, and also they have an aspect in which they can hold times of droughts. So combining these benefits of grasses and legumes will impact on the effectiveness of a paddock. Also, the legumes, they have a high digestibility. So when we combine a grass with a legume in a pasture, the total digestibility of that pasture will be higher compared to a whole grass pasture. We know that the legumes, they can cause some metabolic disorders like bloat. This occurs because legumes, they are high digestible. So as an example, when we have some cattle that they were grazing on a pasture that maybe was not of a good quality, we move them to a legume pasture like the alfalfa, they will start eating and eating, and they, by the high digestibility of the alfalfa, this can have some problems like bloats. So when we are going to have a grass and legume mixture, we need to know that the distribution of legumes and the grasses in the pasture will depend highly on the type of grass we have and how grow they fast. Because if it's a highly grow type of grass, this can impact on the development of the legume because the grass can cover a big amount of the area of the paddock. A good example of a mixture between grass and legumes can be the Tifton 85 and alfalfa. The Tifton 85 is a variety of Bermuda grass with really good crude protein levels and TDN and fiber. And the alfalfa is, well, it's a legume that it's really digestible. Also, we need to know that the grass, they have a higher amount of digestible fiber compared to the legumes. So having a grass and legume mixture will have a better crude protein levels, will have a greater and better average daily gain compared to a full grass pasture. So as a summary of different benefits and impacts of the grass and legume mixture, we also have that they can help reduce the cost of nitrogen fertilization because legumes, they can fix the nitrogen, and because they can fix the nitrogen and utilize it, this will reduce the amount of nitrogen that we will need to use to fertilize those pastures. The average daily gain of a mixed grass legume can be greater compared to a full grass pasture that's being fertilized with nitrogen or is not. Also, by having legumes in a grass pasture, we can increase the nutritional content of that pasture. It's known that the longevity of a pasture mixed between grass and legumes is higher than a whole grass pasture or a whole legume pasture. Also, we can reduce the risk of the bloats by having grass on a legume pasture. By mixing it, they that the impact of bloat will be reduced. So the University of Florida, they made a trial which they compare Bahia grass fertilized with nitrogen and Bahia grass with peanut rhizobium. So they analyzed between the warm and the cool season of the years 2015, 16, and 17. And they check the stocking rate, the average daily gain in the pounds gain per acre per year or the pounds gain per area. And the Bahia grass with the legume had a greater pounds gain. It had a higher average daily gain compared to the Bahia grass without the nitrogen fertilizer or the Bahia grass being fertilized with the nitrogen. So we know that there's a really, really good benefit by mixing legumes and grasses in the same pasture. Different things like reducing cost of fertilization, increasing the digestibility and nutritional content of a pasture when it's compared to a whole grass pasture. We reduce the risk of bloats by the legumes because they're highly digestible. We can have better crude protein levels, TDN levels, and higher average daily gain of a grass legume mixed pasture compared with a full grass pasture. So these are the references, and thank you.